Hi and welcome to Down the Shed. So in this video I'm basically going to show you a quick video on the repairs that I've had to do. I had a bit of rotten wood on one side of my shed where a wood pile had been stacked against it. I think I said 7 years in the video, it's probably 4 or 5, but it's getting on for some anyway. So yeah, I've basically shored that up, done a good enough job on it for now. Do a bit more to it next year, probably add like another load of wood down the side of it or something. I don't know, we'll see how it dries out. Might just paint it up and have done with it, seal it off. So yeah, enjoy the video. Don't forget IC Station shed-ICS for your 15% discount code. So let's just watch some quick video. Welcome down the shed. So as you'll see, we've got a little bit of a damp problem here. So I've ripped a lot of the offending crap out. This pile of wood and this pile of wood has been stacked up against the shed for about 7 years, hence the problem. So I'm going to put 4x2, as you can see that piece there. I'm going to bolt 4x2 to the inner wall and then replank it underneath and get ourselves secure again. And all this came from investigating one little problem. I could see light coming through that little hole there, and I've managed to sort that problem by putting some hellishly long screws and closing this gap along here. Sorted out that problem there, but then I noticed there was a bit of an issue down here, and when I moved everything it was like, oh my god. So shed repairs cracking on. And this is the problem. There's Daisy May's bed. This is the other side. You can see I've lined all the walls with ply years ago. That was over 10 years ago. So they've kind of kept me watertight, not damp tight, but you can see a bit of the gap down there. This floor I've started to replace as well because I noticed it had gone here. So I noticed it had gone here. So there you can see the actual inner wall of the shed and lack of outer wall. So that's what we're going to be fixing today. And then I'll replace this bit of floor properly. So let's crack on. So what I've done so far is I've put a load of 4x2 noggins, battens, or whatever you want to call them in. I'll find longer lengths, but these were just a test fit. I'll put longer lengths in with some waterproofing underneath them, plastic sheeting or whatever, help keep damp out, and that should hopefully bring the shed back to a half decent standard. The rest of this should dry out. That should hold with the inner wall and the integrity of it. You can see my inner wall, look. So the integrity of that and the 4x2 I've put on should pretty much help keep us warm, dry, and a bit better than it was. So we'll come back when we've got a bit further. So the final repair, so as you can see, just planks, extra one in there for a bit of a gap, but it will do the job. I've now put a gap in down alongside the shed, so there's no great big wood pile leaning against it getting it soaking. So we should have prevented any further rot. We'll have to get that painted up or treated or something when it dries out eventually. But that's been the outside of the shed. Okay, so continuing with the renovations, I've now taken out one of my inner walls, as you can see. Quite a thick piece of ply that had the old shed plug inputs, so I'm now repairing those. Instead of having the plug socket come in through the door gap here, it's going to come into here. That will power this light if I need it to, which hasn't got a bulb in it at the moment. And then I'll run a plug onto the extension lead and probably run that underneath the bench and have all my electrics back. So for the minute This is the new shed electric plan. So basically I'll have this lead permanently plugged into extensions. I can unplug it and use the other extension sockets. At some point I will revamp it and just put a waterproof connector box in and get a decent length of cable to go to the pond supply, but I don't like putting too much strain onto that. So let's get this wired up. Right, so the big hole that we saw on the floor, there's the cable for the extension lead. That's almost been planked off. I've put a bit of a cover on here for it. You can see underneath. That's literally concrete, a plank, just giving it a bit of a base, and then planks on top. There's the inside wall that was protecting, that was all that was protecting the shed on that side at the time. So that's all planked up now. So I may just put another piece of card or something. That's like 1mm ply. I might just put another piece of that over the top of this to pretty it up. But another piece here cut into this, and we're done. Cover that gap up. Happy days.